Good morning, welcome back. So, over the past few months, I've been pretty obsessed with Hollow Knight Silksong. It's pretty great. I could list so many reasons why this game has taken over my life. And I will. 1. The crest system is wicked cool. It changes up gameplay styles in a way that keeps things fresh as the game progresses, and even allows for catering your fighting style for a specific boss or platforming challenge. If they make any DLC, which they must, I'd like to see forced crestage. Maybe have a Colosseum challenge where you can only use Beast Crest like a sicko. Or maybe have a challenge where each wave switches your crest automatically and you have to adapt or die. That'd be pretty cool. 2. The charm system is much better than in the first Hollow Knight. The original Hollow Knight had charm slots that showed what the game thought was a better charm, but Silksong just has them take up a typed slot, which allows for more player preferences and less metagame charm maxing. And having types means that even if you pick the boring heal more charms like I do, you still get to experiment with some fancy battle tools alongside them, because otherwise the empty slot would just go to waste. And I refuse to let any of this delicious meal go to waste. 3. Hornet is a better character. All her dialogue is great. It's witty and sassy and changes the vibe of the game completely. In Hollow Knight, you play as a little guy with a toothpick poking a god 3,000 times until it explodes. The world is harsh and unkind, and you corrupt and lower yourself until you fit, a compliment to the unfeeling environment. In Silksong, Hornet is more graceful and fluid. The world is still unkind, but Hornet rises above the challenge in stride. Her progression is not one of corruption, but growth, as she becomes the girl boss god killer she always knew herself to be. 4. The mission system is much better. Hollow Knight had missions, but they were more implied and easy to forget. In Silksong, the missions are more clear, and it's more exciting to accept and complete missions. I like that they're called the wishes, which further cements the juxtaposition between the corruption of Hollow Knight and the heroic epic that is Silksong. Also, mission boards function as a nice way to consolidate where missions come from. You'll never know when that board shines, whether you're in for a boring kill X number of enemies mission, or a side quest to fight a unique, disgusting monstrosity, as a little treat. 5. More NPCs. Hollow Knight had its fair share of memorable characters. I too live by the mighty Zote's precepts and Bafanada to this day. And how many of these classic characters reprise their roles? Almost none of them. Now we have a whole new set of lovable scamps. Sherma, Chakra, and every single little flea are incredible additions the game wouldn't be the same without. The Garamond and Zaza questline unlocked hidden, unauthorized feelings that I wasn't meant to feel, didn't know I was able to feel until playing it. 6. Fights have more variety. In the first Hollow Knight, we had some great combat variety. There were some basic attacks, some soul attacks, a couple charge attacks, as well as some movement to avoid stuff before finding a way to attack, and it works great. But in Silksong, we get upgraded from Toy Box to the complete Toys R Us collection, with sprint attacks, up and down attacks, hunter attacks, reaper attacks, wanderer attacks, beast attacks, witch attacks, architect attacks, shaman attacks, silk attacks, and so many tool attacks that are thrown, placed, and shot with style. Most of this stuff you don't use all at once, but the number of customizable options means I can carefully concoct the perfect Hornet cocktail, every variable set precisely to die 75 times to lace. All this said, there is a major glaring problem with Silksong that plagues the whole experience, and that is comparison. Hollow Knight was a classic, and unfortunately for Silksong, it came first. It can't help but sit under Hollow Knight's giant tiny bug shadow, and under the giant 7-year anticipation that was built up over time. Anything present in Hollow Knight but absent in Silksong is seen as a negative, because we as consumers, nay, as gamers, expect things to get bigger and better over time. And I think that's a shame. If this game weren't a sequel without all the preconceived notions and expectations that come with it, this would just be a small indie team who made an absolutely fantastic gem, and that, in my opinion, should be Silksong's legacy. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the discussion forum below. Have a nice day.